Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video. I'm actually filming this the day before Monster Manias, which I'm really excited for, so I'll be recording a few videos, like as I'm filming right now. I'm filming this the day before Monster Mania, so I'm really happy about tomorrow. I'm going with a good friend of mine. I'm really pumped. Love going to these conventions every year, so I'm doing this the day before Monster Mania, so I'm really excited. So I figured I'd record a couple videos before Monster Mania, and so like I said before, I'm filming this right now the day before Monster Mania. So I just came off reviewing The Watcher, and I was talking about how I was gonna do movie reviews, and I was also gonna do a couple more upcoming listing videos, like top 10s, top 20s. Well, this is one of them I was working on, and this was a tough one to do as well. I'll be doing my top 10 favorite slasher films. Now, the slasher genre I'm a really big fan of. I really do enjoy the slasher genre of horror. That's like my favorite subgenre of horror is slashers. You know, the Jason movies, the Freddy movies, the Michael Myers movies, the Leatherface films. I mean, I'm a really big fan of the slasher genre. And these are my top 10 personal choices for my favorite slasher films. And there are so many great ones out there that I could have chose from. There are so many underrated ones too. So I hope you guys enjoy my top 10 favorite slasher films. So let's get started. Coming in at number 10 would have to be the original Black Christmas by Bob Clark. A really well done slow burn slasher film. It was really one of the first slashers that influenced the slasher genre of horror, because you would also have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre the same year as this film. And I am one of the few that actually do enjoy the remake of Black Christmas, but it's nowhere near as good as the original Black Christmas. Not even close to being as good. But I still do like the remake, although I'm probably one of the only few that do like it. But you know, the original Black Christmas is such a classic. Really great cast. I love the slow burn. And I really liked how it was one of the first influential slasher films to start the boom of the slasher genre, because then you would have films like Halloween, My Bloody Valentine, Jason and Freddy and all that stuff. And I can really say that Black Christmas and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, both in the same year, both of them were really the start of the boom of the slasher genre. And I think Black Christmas is just a classic. It's one of Bob Clark's masterpieces, in my opinion. Just Black Christmas is just such a well-done film. Love the original Black Christmas. Now, speaking of that, coming in at number 9 would have to be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like I said before, I talked about this film already before. I talked about this when I did a couple of tag videos and things like that, but the original Texas Chainsaw I love. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film was one of the films that really did creep me out, and it still does creep me out to this day. It's one of those eerie films. Like, it doesn't have a whole lot of blood or anything like that, but it was really one of those psychological horror films where it was a slasher film, but it was kind of implied, and it was more of a psychological horror film. You know, Leatherface, it started the whole legacy of Leatherface, where you first got introduced to this character, and you got introduced to many other characters like the cook and the hitchhiker and Grandpa, you know, and it has a really great cast as well. You know, some of them are now passed away, you know, Gunnar Hansen, Marilyn Burns, Paul Pertain, Jim Seedow. I know they're no longer with us anymore, but the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like I said, just like with Black Christmas, it was really one of the first influential slasher films that started the boom of the slasher genre. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, excuse me, had to wipe my nose there for a second, one of the most influential slasher films that I really do enjoy. So that's why the Texas Chainsaw is my number 9. Coming in at number 8 would have to be Scream, the first Scream film. This film I remember seeing back in the day on VHS, back when I was in my teens. I think there was one of my over my buddy's house. He had a VHS copy, and I didn't see the Scream film. I saw clips of it when I was like a kid, like trailers and things like that. But I didn't watch the full film until I was like a teenager. And one of my buddies had it on VHS, by the way, and still on VHS tape, surprisingly, because by that time DVD was pretty big. But I remember seeing it back when I was first a teenager, and I loved it, and I still do love it to this day. It's a very clever film. It has really just a lot of really. It's just a really clever film. Really good cast. I love the whole twist at the end where it was 2 killers instead of 1. I thought that was a great twist. And it's such a clever film. I mean, I don't think many people need to know more about Scream. It's a great one. Coming in at number 7 would have to be Candyman, which you actually see right here. This poster right here, which was a nice gift from my buddy. And yeah, Candyman is a slasher film. And this was also one of those films that really scared me as well when I was a kid. I mean, Candyman really scared me a lot when I was a kid, especially like the scene in the public restroom, and it kind of, you know, after you watch that scene, it kind of freaks you out about going to a public restroom, and then you kind of think of Candyman. But you know, Tony Todd as the Candyman is just so legendary. He's such a great iconic character with the hook for the hand and the bees and things like that. I mean, do I need to say more about the original Candyman? I don't think I need to. Love Candyman. And thankfully, it's getting a collector's edition from Scream Factory, which I'm really happy about. Deserves it. Coming in at number 6 would have to be the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the film that introduced Freddy Krueger into the horror genre, and the first introduction to Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. I mean, this film's a classic. I don't think anything else needs to be said about it, other than that it's a classic. Coming in at number 5 would have to be the original My Bloody Valentine from the 80s. I believe this was 81. I really do enjoy this film a lot. I love the whole setting in like a mining town. I love, you know, the character of Harry Warden, you know, the miner guy, and you know, I love the original My Bloody Valentine. You know, I just love it so much. It's a really well done slasher from the early 80s, and that was like my favorite era of the slasher films was the 80s, because you had the Jason movies, the Freddy movies, My Bloody Valentine, many other films that I really do enjoy from the 80s that were slashers, and I really do love the original My Bloody Valentine. Now, coming in at number 4 was one of the Jason films, and I limited myself to just one movie. So if I had to pick just one Jason film, this is why it's my number 4 choice. My number 4 choice would have to be Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. This is without a doubt my favorite film of the Jason series. Love this movie a lot. You know, really great, memorable characters. You know, like I talked about this before. My good buddy Alex 2.0 is Jimmy, and I'm Ted, and we always have a little back and forth with each other. We always make fun of each other going back and forth, because, you know, he's Jimbo and I'm Ted, and we always have a lot of fun going back and forth. And I'll try to remember to put the link in down below. When you go on Alex's channel, me and Alex did a parody from 2 years ago, where a scene with the corkscrew from Part 4, where he's Jimmy and I'm Ted, and he really edited it together really well. So I'll be sure to put that in down below in the description box. So I hope you guys go check that out, and tell me what you think. And I really would like to hear your feedback on that, because Alex did a really good job on that. And it's a pretty popular clip too. I mean, a lot of people have enjoyed it so far. So to all my new subscribers on here, I hope you guys go check that thing out. Check out that video. I had a lot of fun doing that, but really love Part 4, the final chapter. Coming in at number 3 would have to be the original Halloween, the first film that introduced Michael Myers to the horror genre. A great influential slasher film. It's a classic. Love Halloween. Coming in at number 2 would have to be the first Sleepaway Camp. This was one of those films where if you've seen this film for the first time, the twist at the end is just going to blow your mind. It's going to blow you away. You know, it's such a crazy twist at the end. I mean, I remember when I first saw this film, I was speechless. You know, it's one of the best horror twists ever. And the twist to this day still gets me, even though I've seen this film so many times. The twist at the end still gets me because it's such a crazy out there twist, and it's so out of left field, and it's just really crazy twist, and I love the twist. And not only that too, I mean, it's a really good cast. I love the whole camp setting, really very much a very 80s film. I love the original Sleepaway Camp. And of course, my number one favorite slasher film of all time is without a doubt The Burning. The Burning is a film that I remember was actually the very first DVD I ever bought when I started my DVD collection back in 2008. When I was about to graduate from middle school, that was actually one of the first DVDs I ever bought was The Burning. And now I think that DVD now is out of print now. But I remember watching that back then, and I remember loving it. And ever since then, it's become my favorite slasher film of all time. I love the character of Cropsey. I love the cast. You know, a lot of early roles by Jason Alexander, even Holly Hunter, Fisher Stevens. I liked Brian Bagger, who was the little rat kid from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know, I love Cropsey with the garden shears and things like that. But the Burning, I really do love. I love the musical score. I love I love the music in the film as well. It has a lot of Tom Savini does the effects, and they're so well done. And it's such a well done slasher. And I love The Burning. So there you guys have it. Those are my top 10 favorite slasher movies. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Alright guys, take care.